Sketchbook idea videos are some of my favorite videos to make. You folks benefit because you get art prompts. I also benefit because I'm using my sketchbook and having some fun. With that being said, I have 7 different drawing ideas for you folks to enjoy today. I hope this inspires you in some way. I hope you learn something new. Or I hope this just helps you slow down if you're stressed out. Before we hop into this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. I create a lot of art idea videos and I want you folks to get the most out of them. Let's start this video off with something easy. Draw a triangle and then draw some lines downward and another line to make it 3-dimensional, and then color in that triangle. Leave the top stripe empty. You're gonna color in the little 3-dimensional chunk on the bottom and then color in the top line green. Boom, you have a watermelon slice. Now I'm just using some markers and colored pencils. I say this in every video, but you can use whatever you have. I'm just doing different layers with different shades of green to kind of smooth out all the color, do a little bit of shading. You can do solid colors if you want. You can outline this to make it look cartoony, whatever you're feeling, honestly. The point of this though, is we're gonna turn this watermelon into a little character and it's gonna be so fun and so cute. So draw some little half ovals for some eyes looking upward, a little mouth. I did some heart-shaped blush. And then you're gonna top this off with some seeds. You can skip that part if you want, but I thought it was cute. And here you go. There's your little watermelon character. It exudes so much happiness. Welcome to one of my favorite ideas of this entire video. I am tracing part of a washi tape in the corners of every page and then drawing a line to connect that quarter of a circle. This gives you a really fancy looking picture frame. And in every little bumpy corner, I'm going to draw a plant that faces the center of the page. Super easy, just like this, super repetitive, and it's kind of symmetrical. Now I'm gonna draw a flower at the end of every plant, and I'm gonna thicken that frame just a little bit to make everything pop. After you thicken that frame, draw some squiggles around every single plant to frame it up a little more. What you're doing is just building upon details, and now you can add a little flower at the end of those squiggles. I find things are less intimidating when you break things into steps like that and say, yeah, I'm gonna draw this squiggle and then this little lumpy thing is a flower next. So here I'm drawing more squiggles and just connecting all those plants. After that, draw a little rectangle in the center of your page because we're drawing a fancy house. Now what I'm doing here is just drawing more little rectangles and squares and little half oval things, triangles. Think of it just like that. You can find a picture of a house you like. You can draw a house. For safety reasons, I found a picture online. I was drawing a bunch of little rectangles for the windows. I love colonial looking houses. And this house was actually inspired by the house from Ginny in Georgia. It's not the same exact house, but I was watching season 3 and was like, ooh, this looks like such a fun type of thing to draw. So here we are, drawing a cute little colonial house. Now I picked a brown colored pencil to do this with because I wanted it to look kind of antique-y or aged, but also kind of illustrative. And I find that doing brown colored pencil art gives that vibe pretty easily. And then I colored everything in with super faded colors. So press really lightly for this part if you're going for this vibe. Super easy. You do not have to use colored pencils, by the way. You can use whatever supplies you have. Just have fun with it. Do your own spin on it. Make it yours. I made the sky super light blue and then I went over it one more time because I felt like it was too light. But yeah, this whole thing was so fun. If you have a new art supply and you want to get the hang of how they feel, you can make a really cool swatch page in your sketchbook with circles. So what I'm doing here is drawing a bunch of circles and just filling this page. And yes, I am repeating circles for the same color. So this is giving me the opportunity to see the color, which is great. That's what we want for a swatch page. But also I'm coloring in these circles differently and just testing out, does this marker make the paper pill? Does it color evenly? Do different colors behave differently? And it's really giving me a feel for this new art supply without trying hard. But before you think, okay, this is monotonous and kind of boring, there is a change coming up. Are you ready for it? After this page is basically full, take a familiar art supply. I'm using this sepia pencil and I am going to outline every single circle. Now this is where we're going to amp it up and make it a little bit more interesting. We have the swatches. We know what everything looks like. But you know what we can do? We can give this page a bunch of emotion by turning every single circle into a different smiley face. So I have some that are super happy, some that are squished, some that look scared. You can really practice with this and just have fun. You can even turn this page into a mood tracker after you've finished filling in the page with circles and just outline everything and then make each different circle a different day of the month and then look back at it and see how you felt throughout the month. So you have a lot of opportunity with this one and it's super easy and fun. It just felt super playful. Earlier, I mentioned one of my favorite ideas was that house, but this is my next favorite idea. Draw a little soft rectangle in the center of this page like this. Do a thick outline, and now color it in with a lighter color. We are drawing a fruit pizza. You can actually put a spin on this, so I'm going to stop right here and say, this is the last thing I baked before filming this video, and I wanted to draw the thing that I made. So you can change this up and draw the last thing that you baked too. But if you're not a baker or you don't feel like drawing what you baked, you can draw this thing or find something else online that inspires you. This is inspired from my friend Shannon because we went to a cookout recently and she made a fruit pizza that looked really similar to this. And I went home and was like, wow, I feel kind of greedy. I need to eat that again. I'm making it. So that's what I did. I'm using Art X acrylic markers to do this drawing. I felt like it was the easiest art supply that just felt like it fit the vibe. I don't know. You can use whatever you want though. So I have my strawberries. Next, I'm moving on to mango for the orange. And I'm kind of doing like some little rainbow stripes. When I baked this, I did not have every color fruit on hand, and I was just using what I had in my kitchen. So I had strawberries, mango, pineapple, and blueberries. If I did this again, I would add kiwi, so I have a little bit of green. I had so much fun doing this one though, because it was such a blast of color. And if you know me, I love to have a super colorful page in my sketchbook for those kind of sad, dreary days where I want to just be cheered up. And I flip through my own sketchbook and boom, there's something happy and colorful, especially from a fun time of year like July, June and July. Yes. After that, I just started using my imagination and I was like, you know what? I need a cute dish to set this on, and I'm really feeling like royal blue lately. Let's just do that. It makes the blueberries pop, right? So after I mapped out the shape and the corners of this dish, I decided to do a bunch of little dashed lines along the perimeter. I have some little flowers on the edges. And we're gonna take this entire concept that I'm drawing right now and roll with it and repeat some of this for the rest of the dish. If you break it into little steps like that, you can make something super detailed that does not feel intimidating. So I hope that's encouraging for anybody who gets stressed out when they're trying to make a detailed piece of artwork. So I just repeated the same flowers that were in the corners and then took the stems off of them for other parts and repeated it again. Looks complicated, but it was super simple. Then I drew circles and put petals going off every circle in between all those flowers. Super simple, super easy. It feels cozy now. Now I'm doing lines everywhere, like this, some stripes with this pink color. Let's repeat those lines, go in the other direction, shall we? Super easy. You are building yourself up to a gingham pattern. Color all the overlapping squares slightly darker, and boom, you have a gingham tablecloth. It was that easy. Now you have a really colorful page. This one was my favorite one to make. I loved it so much. It's the middle of summer right now. We're busy. We're going on vacations. We're going camping. We're doing cookouts. We're going swimming, doing all the fun things. I've especially loved hiking this summer. But one thing that I want to suggest for a sketchbook idea is to slow down for a moment. Draw a bunch of little shapes on your page, squares, rectangles, and then do some postage stamp edges on each of those. It's pretty simple, right? Now, I invited you to slow down because I want you to think about all the things that you're grateful for right now. I feel like it's really easy to think about the things we're thankful for around Thanksgiving time in the fall. But as we're getting hung up in all this busyness of the fun summer activities, it's kind of nice to pause and think about all those things that we can still be thankful for. I find that slowing down and thinking about these things really changes my mindset, especially if I'm having a bad day or maybe I'm just not in the greatest mood. So I put the opportunity to try again as one of mine because I'm taking Pilates classes right now and trying to just build my strength up. And I might not get things on the first try, but I have the opportunity to keep trying again. And that's so beautiful. Another thing I put is a garden that grows every day. Right now, I get to wake up and go outside with my coffee and see what changed every night. And that is just so beautiful. And there's just so many other things to be thankful for. You can make this as deep or as surface level as you want. I feel like we can never run out of things to be thankful for. So here's some of mine. And it just looks like a fun page of postage stamps when you're done. This was just a nice activity for me to slow down and reflect on all the good things in my life. So I hope this is helpful for you as well. I just did a more serious drawing idea for the last one, and now we're gonna get squiggly and wiggly and silly. So we're drawing a bunch of squiggly wiggly cats. This idea was inspired by Casey Golden. She's an amazing artist who has awesome illustrations, and a lot of them are focused on cats. Her artwork makes me laugh and just feel fun and playful, so I highly recommend checking out her YouTube channel. But what we're doing here is just layering 3 different colors of cats. I have this peachy color, this copper color, and black. And we're just gonna fill this whole bottom half of the page and have fun with it. After you have your cats mapped out, you can decide for yourself if you want to stop here or do these fun little half moon eyes on everything. Makes me imagine that all the cats are just purring and having the best time ever. I put blush on my cats because I thought it was fun. You can stop there if you want. I decided to just outline them all with this purple and then do this little ombre effect. I don't really know why I did that, but I just think it was fun in the moment, and that's kind of what matters, right? This last idea is super simple. Do a little checkerboard pattern. My camera unfortunately did not record the beginning of this, but you get the gist. Just do your little checkerboards. Doesn't need to be super perfect. Mine is kind of lumpy. That's kind of how I like my checkerboards. Anyway, outline it. We're kind of doing the postage stamp vibe here again. Got some little scallops on the edges. Color them in. Have fun with it. After you get it colored in, you can fill in each little square with different things. So I'm repeating some plants here. This is kind of the style for the video, I guess. I was really in a floral mood, but I colored in all the empty checkers with these little tulips. And then all the golden checkers have these purple hearts. And now it feels really cozy and cottagecore, and I'm just loving that vibe right now. So here you go. Well, that was fun. I really enjoyed this. I hope you folks did too. I hope this, again, helped you slow down, relieve some stress if you're feeling stressed out, or I hope it just gave you some good art ideas. That being said, I want to know which idea in this video was your favorite. I will also show you mine. This one right here. I'm loving these Art X acrylic paint markers right now and just creating colorful pages. This also makes me want to bake again, so I might make another one of these this week. We'll see. If you want to see more drawing or painting ideas videos, I will compile a whole list in the video description of this video. I can even put it in a playlist for you at the bottom of that list. So if you want to go on a binge, get a bunch of inspiration, check out the description of this video. It will be loaded with a bunch of videos that I've made on my channel over the years that you can just enjoy. Binge it, enjoy it. I hope it helps you. And thank you folks for hanging out. I hope you all have a beautiful day. See you later. Bye.